I warmly welcome you to today's finance series. It is a pleasure connecting with you this week. I'm going to be talking about financial controls in small and mid-sized businesses. Yes, financial controls. In recent times, we've heard of issues that some businesses have, and this impacted their ability to continue as a going concern. And some of these issues boils down to lack of control. Today, I'm going to be looking at financial control and identifying the various types of control that you can implement in your business to prevent the risk of business failure in the near future. Follow me as I go into this round of presentation. Thank you. Small and mid-sized businesses play a vital role in the global economy, accounting for a significant portion of employment and economic output. However, SMEs often face unique financial management challenges, including limited resources, inadequate financial expertise, and increased vulnerability to financial risk. Implementing effective financial control is very essential for small and mid-sized businesses to manage challenges, to ensure financial stability, and achieve long-term success. Let's look at the types of financial control that can be implemented in a small and mid-sized business. Preventive controls, that's the very first one. And these controls, just as its name implies, helps to prevent errors and frauds before they occur. It's like being proactive to ensure that these errors and frauds are, at the barest minimum. So the first control is around segregation of duties. One problem SMEs have is that a lot is centered around one person. So you need to ensure that responsibilities are properly, segregated within the organization. Every employee should know what he or she is expected to do. He should have his own job description, and his job description should not conflict with another person's job description. So each person should know what he or she is expected to do basically. This would help to reduce the risk of errors or fraud. Authorization processes. You need to define what the levels of approval is for a transaction in the organization and ensure that these levels of approval are legitimate and there are policies that govern this, the approval process basically. Access controls. You need to restrict access to sensitive information and access to authorized persons only. Not all the information in the business should be for everybody in the business. Another type of control would be the detective controls. These controls help to identify errors or even frauds when they occur. Some of these controls include reconciliation. You need to ensure that reconciliation is done periodically, every month, and as you progress every week. Audit, regular reviews must be done. Regular audits must be done periodically. You can do interim audits and your final audits. A lot of small and mid-sized businesses do not have auditors. Ensure that you have an auditor that would come to check your books and ensure that you are compliant. Performance monitoring is another point here. We need to track your operations against established standards and goals so that you can identify, areas where you're not meeting up and implement strategies that would help you, to improve your performance. And the last type of controls are corrective controls. These controls address issues that have been identified by the detective controls and prevent them from occurring. So you need to include resolution procedures by establishing steps to investigate and solve identified issues. Disciplinary policies. You need to implement rules to penalize those that are responsible for errors or frauds, as the case may be, and then process adjustment. So there are times in which you need to modify your policies or your procedures to better improve and prevent future issues. Having looked at the various types of financial controls, let's look at the importance of these controls. These controls would help to reduce risk that can impact on the business continuity. It will help to improve operational efficiency within the business. It would also ensure financial reports are accurate and reliable. And at the end of the day, the users of financial information will be able to rely comfortably on your reports. Regulatory compliance is also key. You will be able to adhere to laws and regulatory requirements, and this will help to reduce penalties and legal issues, which would result in costs for your business. Finally, it would help to safeguard the company's assets from loss, from theft, from various fraudulent practices within the organization. I hope this information has been very helpful. I implore you today to set up controls within your business. Have an internal control department. I know a lot of SMEs have internal audit and internal control. Both should be separated, but as much as possible, if your business is still at the very small level, you could have an internal audit and internal control unit that would help to check and implement these financial controls that we have talked about. The right practice is to have both units separated anyways. Thank you once again for your time. Thank you for listening, and do have a great one. If you are yet to subscribe, please click on the subscription button below to follow me for more. Do have a great one.